listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know who it is. You know what it is. It's The Sizzle in the building. And we're here to talk about the NBA and how everything's falling out, and free Brittany Griner. And by the way, free Lonzo Ball. How about that? Somebody.
Oh, man. Is he back yet? Where is he? Where is Lonzo Ball?
Man, he's not even running and cutting right now. So,
oh my God, he'll be back after the playoffs.
Ooh, baby, it's gonna be rough. I don't know if the Bulls can withstand long enough to stay in the playoff hunt. I mean, you losing to less underling.
Did I not tell you a few weeks ago? And everybody, especially one light-skinned brother, Richard Sizzle, was giving me the hoop and a holler about me bad-mouthing the Chicago Bulls. And what do we have going on?
Look, man, I'm just trying to say.
Mollywopped.
I mean, Zach LaVine, if he's injured, he's injured. But just do something.
He was injured in the dunk. Hold on. He wasn't injured in the dunk contest.
He was injured.
He was doing a 360 behind his back windmill dunk in the dunk contest. We saw that.
He was doing a 350. He didn't do a 360. It was a 350. He was still injured. 10%. Right.
As soon as I saw Zach LaVine out there, my first thing went off in my head is like, why? They only giving out $10,000 and a bag of chiclets. Why is he out there in the dunk contest? Then you want to come back talking about his knees a little small. Oh, my knees a little small. Really? After you did 4 triple flip dunk from the top of the square, all of a sudden, that didn't make no sense to me whatsoever. Go shoot the 3-pointer if you want to go do. Don't even get in the skills contest. None of that extra cutting, nothing. But you gonna go out there in the dunk contest.
Well, here's the thing I don't get when it comes to Chicago Bulls. Number one, we got to get over this thing that Io is a super rookie. He's not. He's getting torched by people. I mean, he's holding his own, because it's almost getting to this level like with Patrick Williams. Like, oh, he's great. If he would just put on green shoes. On Patrick Williams. If he would just put the shoes on.
Don't put the leprechauns on, Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick, I'll ride you. I'll ride you like you see biscuit.
I keep telling you, you cannot just ride this. I'm not going to do it.
Don't come out there and score 8 points. And you got the leprechauns on and have 2 rebounds over 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
I'm gonna saddle you up. I'm sure you're a fine individual. You took care of your family. I'm sure if we sat down, we could have a bowl of cereal together. But do not break out those. Anytime you're wearing any of them high fluorescent color shoes, like Stephen Curry wears when he wears those neon orange, whatever gold. When you're wearing those, you got to drop 50. You understand what I'm saying? You got to go hit 16 threes in the NBA All-Star game when you're wearing those shoes. You can't come out there in the green leprechauns and have 9 points.
You are such a shoe bigot. So now that you just talked about Golden State, seems like they're getting their groove back. Jackie Moon Jr. is back out there. Would somebody please take that boy and get a haircut? Just cut that mess off the top of his head. Stop with the headband and get a uniform that actually fits. No, I'm over it.
Why is he wearing it? Why is he wearing the headband? Number one. Number two, and his shooting form does not look the same.
No.
So he is short arming those threes right now. He is not showing confidence, even though he went for pretty good numbers the other night. But in the second half, he starts shooting with better confidence than he was shooting before. But he is short-arming these balls up here right now. He is not following through. That means he's not sure where this ball's going. I don't know if it's just in his head or if that headband is on too tight. But I'm hoping – I just think they're going to just keep out there, let him shoot until hopefully one day he kicks and gets a haircut, takes off the headband, and we see old Klay Thompson out there. Because if we don't see old Klay Thompson out there, if he don't come back, the Warriors don't have a shot in the West. Don't have a shot. They're going to go down in flames.
Well, okay. So LeBron James keeps putting up 90 points. Yeah, I know it was 90. Because I don't want somebody like, hey, man, you need to do your history. Fact check, bruh. He didn't put up 90. Whatever. At
They're
his
brutal out
age,
there.
it's 50. If you go for 50, it's like 90. How about that? It's like 90 points, and
Yeah,
his
but it's
team still
wasted.
sucks, bro.
But it's wasted. And see, now what it looks like now is that they're saying, hey, let LeBron go for 50 because the rest of y'all ain't gonna beat us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let him expend all his energy, and between y'all ain't gonna score another 30 points. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna beat y'all 105 to 93, and that's all we're gonna do because LeBron is gonna hog the ball, dribble it, and every time he hogs the ball like that, and ISOs and ISOs and ISOs and ISOs, and shoots the three-pointer, fading away with 2 seconds left on the clock. That just gives us more time because we know what y'all not going to do as Lakers is play defense. Y'all ain't going to do that.
Right.
You know? You ain't going to do that. And now you see, what are they in? What are they in, 9th seed now? Lakers? 39th or 10th?
Does anybody even care what seeding they are? Really, that at this point, do you really care what seeding the Lakers are? Because I'm at the point where I'm going to take away Anthony Davis's rebuttal card. You can't make any statements. You can't talk greasy to anybody. You can't be slick with someone, and your team is horrific. And by the way, Lakers fans, you're terrible people. I'm just going to tell you that so that you understand. Anytime you call a man's house and you call his wife, you threaten his family, you threaten his kids,
that's just wrong.
You're terrible people, and you should never be allowed to ever comment or be at Lakers events because you're horrible people.
That's true. That's wrong.
Now,
that's wrong. Let's not do that. This is sports.
Yeah.
But they did just come off that Suns loss 140 to like 110 or something like that. 140.
Well,
140. They let somebody score 140 points on them.
All right. Outside of LeBron James, what do you have at the Lakers? You've got a gimpy Anthony Davis. You've got, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's too much Hennessy. I don't know. Westbrook is maybe living too much of the life. I don't know. But after those three, what do you have?
Let's stop with Westbrook. Let's stop with Westbrook, though. Okay. Was Westbrook in the top 75?
Yes. He and Damian Lillard.
Should he be? Should he be?
I'm going to go back to Rich SIZZLE's point. How can you give me a top 75 of greatest all time and they're still playing? But at the same time, you're great, right? This is
great.
This is the great.
Look, this is what I'm saying right now. And LeBron James needs Russell Westbrook to be great. He just greats you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he just throws the ball out of bounds, dribbles it off his foot, does something ridiculous, gets charging calls, then he lays on the ground and complains.
Right.
And Russell has a high IQ. He's a smart individual. So I'm sure he's saying things to the referee that they have to go get a thesaurus out and figure out what he's saying. But the ball is going back down, and now you're looking at the teams are going 4 against 2 on the Lakers because nobody's getting back. You know, Russell Westbrook is a team destroyer. He is. He's worse than James Harden.
Oh no,
no. He's worse than James Harden.
I'm not going to let you do it. I'm not going to let you just do it.
Look what he's doing with this. Look what he's doing with the 76ers. I thought he was going to go down there with Joel Embiid and make something happen. Harden looks like, hey, who else is taking the open shot at the end of the game? Because I don't want it on me. I'll give you 30. I'll give you that in the middle of the ball game, but the last 3 minutes of the game, I'm gonna sit on the bench because usually my other guys take these shots. I'm not the man. I can score, right? Because I'm a demon one-on-one. But when it comes down to it at the end of ball games, what Joel Embiid is supposed to be the guy to take the three-pointer? Is that what's supposed to happen? I mean, destroyer. He's worse than that girl from the Game of Thrones that played the queen with the dragons. They just run around and set teams on fire. They just set people on fire. It's ridiculous. Him and Russell Westbrook. They should be on the same team back together again.
Okay.
What happened to that team? What happened to that team? We had Durant. Who else do you have down there? Did you have Harden?
Yeah, you had James Harden, Durant. You had Jeff Green. You had Westbrook. You had Serge
what happened
Ibaka.
to that team? And what happened to that team? Did we get a chip down there? No. And that was supposed to be the best assembled young talent that was supposed to have ever been assembled together at one point in time. And all of them are top 75.
Right.
So you had 3 of the top 75 young guys all together, and they couldn't get none of it done. And why? Because you had 2 destroyers on the same team. Go back to the Warriors, Kevin Durant.
Let me give you some.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me give you some numbers. 123 first versus and 123 over 95, 109, 104, 111, 132. Now, 124, 116, but then 117, 110, then 139, 130, 122 over 109. Then you get 111 to 140, and then 114 to 103. That has been your Lakers streak. Yeah. So in those numbers I've given you, they have had signature butt whippings from teams from the Pelicans, the Clippers, and maybe not the Rockets, even though they lost by 9. But when you lose by almost 30 to the Suns, I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying when you lose by almost 30, it's pretty much over. Well, it's a done deal.
I mean, the Suns are good. The Suns are the best team in the West, but you got drugged by the Suns. I mean, it wasn't even close. You got drugged by the Suns, right? And if you should happen to play your way in, who you going to play? The Suns. And you're going to get swept. You want to see LeBron? I'd rather him miss the playoffs than get swept.
It's happened to all great players.
No, absolutely not. No,
it has not.
No. If he goes in, I don't care what if he has a little Sisters of the Poor playing with him, and little Jenny Jamakabo is playing point guard for him, the 4'6" wizard. If he has her out there, right? They better win one game in the playoffs. They better not lose a play-in game. They can lose a play-in game. That's how bad the Lakers are right now. Get busted play with the play-in game. Where are they at right now? The Lakers are number 9 right now. And is my stuff right? I think they are number 9.
They're number 9.
So you got the Pelicans, right? But who would it? So they would play the Pelicans, right? Or would they play the Clippers?
They would play.
Did they play the number 9? Play number 8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can they beat the Clippers in the play-in game? I don't think so.
8-9. So right now you've got the Pelicans at 10, Lakers at 9, Clippers at 8, Timberwolves at 7, Nuggets at 6, Mavs at 5, Jazz at 4, the Warriors at 3, Grizzlies at 2, and the Suns at 1.
And here's the thing about the Lakers, right? If you look at the last 10 games, all the other teams in that are at least playing 500. The only team in the top 9 that aren't playing 500 are the Lakers, and they're 2-8 in the last 10 games.
Right. Now, odd enough, the Pelicans and the Warriors are both 500. That's a little odd. That's
okay.
Odd stat for
we'll take that. Yeah, but the issue is that you're seeing a Lakers team on the downslide. There is no momentum coming in. Now you're going to ask LeBron James, who's logging the most minutes in the NBA. And is he the NBA scoring leader? Is he the NBA scoring leader too?
He should be the NBA Veteran of the Year.
It's something like that. I know he's got the most minutes logged, and I want to say he's very close to being the scoring leader. You got him doing everything for you, and you can't get Russell Westbrook to do what? Russell can't give you a solid 29 and 10 on the back end. He can't just will himself into 30 points and not throw the ball into the third row of the stands and hit the lady in the head, knocking the popcorn out of her hand. Can he do that? Not complain every time he fall down? Killer of teams. That should be Russell Westbrook, killer of teams. The Lakers are dead. And then you got Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, what?
LeBron James right now,
Chicago's on,
is playing. He's played 50 games at 37 minutes a game, literally. rounded
Ridiculous.
up.
Ridiculous.
He's averaging 29.7 points per game. The only person with a better points percentage is Joel Embiid, and he's at 29.9.
So is LeBron he the leader, or is Joel Embiid the leader in points?
Right now in points, it's Joel Embiid by 0.2 of a percentage point.
Okay, so it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It really is. I mean, I don't know.
To Trae Young. I mean, I got to give credit where credit's due when you're shooting almost 90% from the free throw line. So shout out to them. And shout out to DeMar Jones.
Trae Young, if he had any help, right? Any help whatsoever. But he reminds you of a young Steph Curry when he first got with the Warriors, when the Warriors were trash. And they were able to bring some help together. And Trae Young will give you the absolute business. Rest assured about that. And we'll talk to you about it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And we'll shoot the ball from a long distance and break you down off the dribble. Trae Young is no joke. He will give you the business. You know, he just needs some help around him.
But I'll give you this.
That West, yeah.
Before we leave, who's number 6 on the NBA scoring chart? Who has?
Well, right now?
Right now.
Trae Young? I don't know. No. Harden? Who's number 6?
Number 6 is Chicago's own DeMar DeRozan.
Well, I should have had that, but because he's had a lot. He's had a good run. DeMar DeRozan's had a good run, and better than what I thought he was going to be. I mean, he really is, and I can't take anything away from him. The problem is that this is just a Bulls team who, for whatever reasons, their stat line does not go back to the teams you see. I mean, they beat the bottom feeders, but when it comes to these teams above 500, they're not good. And you wonder now, what are they, number 4 right now behind the 76ers? And they're let's see, there's only 2 other teams under 500, and that's the Cavaliers and the Bulls in the top 10. Yep. You got So you got to figure out in the last 10 games. So the Bulls got to right the ship. And they don't look good. And
here's the funny part. Guess who he's almost tied with? He has more games played, but guess who he's almost tied with?
Who's that?
Almost the numbers are the same, literally the same. Actually, his field goals made is more. He's tied with Luka Doncic.
Luka's been quiet this year.
Yeah,
I mean he's playing big minutes, but I mean Luka wanted to say, "Hey man, you know that Jokic is look at Jokic. He got a slow game, don't he? But he sure can put the ball in the basket.
Boy, he's slow as molasses.
He's slow. And he just slow, but he's strong around the basket. He just moves people every dribble. He just moving somebody. He got the little baby look. You know what I'm saying? And he just, he just drops in on you. And there's not much you can do about it. You know,
if they get their point guard back, it might be problem.
Now,
it might be.
He comes back. Yeah, if he comes back, his legs are healthy, and he's got a little bounce to him. Yeah, it might be a problem.
And Michael Porter.
Hopefully, he's been working. Ooh, if they get Michael Porter back and Murray, if they get them both back,
buddy.
Do y'all really want it? Do y'all really want it? Where are they at right now? Let me see.
No, you don't really want it, buddy. You don't want any of it because we just talked about it. You don't want what?
No, you don't want that.
They're number 6.
They're number 6, so they be playing what, number 5? They'll whack the Mavericks.
Oh my God, yeah, it would be a
what 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they'd whack the Mavericks. Then they would end up getting out.
Right now, here's the Suns, Clippers, Grizzlies, Timberwolves, Warriors, Nuggets. 3 plays 6, right? And then 4 or 5 plays. That's
something like that.
Okay. So right now, you would get Warriors and Nuggets. Might be the best out the West right now. Somebody's going to need to move out that spot.
Well, you got to do too is that you can figure if you make Ja Morant a jump shot shooter, then you can beat the Grizzlies. You know, if you just make him shoot the jumper, But if you let him keep coming downhill on you, all of a sudden he gets that crowd going, it gets his team going. Because there are a bunch of jumping jacks in that ball club over there. Ja Morant will make your life miserable. But I don't know if they have enough. I don't think they have enough can Ja lead him there by himself. Not that he's by himself, but he has to be spectacular. And I don't know if you can win being spectacular all the time. I think you have to win when you're very good. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I think he's spectacular, but sometimes he's not spectacular. And I don't think you can just be on top of your game all the time. This is the reason why, and this is a different analogy. It's like Floyd Mayweather, right? Floyd was super fast and had the hand speed, but his defense was just great all the time. You know what I'm saying? It was just really good defense, and he didn't even have to fight hard to win games. He just win boxing matches. He would just hit you with the shoulder roll, hide behind his shoulder. You couldn't hit him. And he would just wait you out, pity pat you a couple of times, win the round, win enough rounds. He wouldn't even be marked up because he was just very good all the time. You know, instead of just being spectacular and then being bad sometimes. And sometimes, once in a while, you see Ja Morant, you see him have a pedestrian 20, you know, where he really wasn't effective. And, you know, so we'll wait and see. But I think the West is going to be fun. Them Nuggets get back. That's going to be a good time. The Lakers, I think, are, you know, it is my hope that the Lakers eke up in there and just get whacked.
Well, you know what?
It is my whole hope.
When we're talking about it, let me give a shout out. Shout out to Jaden Ivey and the Purdue team. Lil Ja Morant, the Big Ten tournament, exciting this year. Closest thing you're going to see to a Lil Ja Morant right now is if you let him turn the corner on you, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad all the time, and it's not going to be good for your future and your life. So, yeah, shout out to those boys at Purdue making big noise. Shout out to the Iowa boys. Shout out to all these cats who are going to be playing in the NBA, and hopefully somehow some of you will get to the Bulls because they will need your help. They will need it soon, and they're going to need it. They're going to need it quickly. And, big shout out to DeMar, man. I salute you, bro. Salute you.
Well,
for
you know,
holding it down.
It is my hope that somehow or another that the Bulls that their medical staff has timed this in about right and get Zoe back and get Zach back together and get Caruso, bring the band all back together and can somehow run them out on the back end and get them wound up and ready to go on the back end, and they could have a good run. Because if they're all together and they're all working, you know, together in unison, and Bulls can be dangerous. My biggest problem with the Bulls is that they've been dangerous to teams that you're supposed to beat. You know, the sixth grader is supposed to push the third grader down. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing tough there. But if you see the sixth grader can jump up there and hold his own with the eighth grader, that's a tough kid. You know what I'm saying? So that the Bulls need to be holding their own with the eighth grader right now.
And all I can say is, you know what, the keys really the keys to this Bulls thing is getting ball back, because you need a distributor ball handler. But you also need Patrick Williams. You need him to come back in that forward position, because you've got to have somebody who can at least try to defend right now. Because Vooch is getting smoked back there.
He's going to get smoked. That ain't his game. Yeah. That's not his game. And the Bulls never really addressed that. I mean, you bring in Tristan Thompson, but it's like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? But they never really addressed it. And then now, you were looking that you were going to get a super hybrid out of Patrick Williams. And he's another guy who he doesn't produce when he's on the floor on a regular basis. You see flashes from him, right? You go, oh, there it is. But it don't stay there long. You know what I'm saying? It don't stay there long. You know, it's like some people. No, it's no consistency. You know how guys have a girlfriend and their hair just be all over their head. They don't really care. Right. But if they're going out to a special dinner, all of a sudden she puts on a dress, gets her hair done, and she's a killer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, why don't you do this on a regular basis? She'll look at you like, well, it's just you. It's too much work. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that's going into it. Bulls going to have to get better. The Lakers are going to have to do something. And y'all leave Russell Westbrook's family alone, man.
Y'all wrong for that.
Man, stop that.
It's sport.
Stop
I mean, here's the whole thing about you knuckleheads out there that are doing stuff like that, right? None of you all can take that pressure if it was coming back at you. And just because you're behind your keyboard, that you feel somehow emboldened because you're going to be a tough guy behind your keyboard. You're a punk behind your keyboard if you're doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? No toughness. No, you're no bueno, no tougho. I just want to say that if you're going to go stand in front of Russell Westbrook's face, go pay a couple of dollars and walk up in there and walk up on Russell Westbrook and say something to him and then let's see what happens to you. It's just sad. It's just sad you have these keyboard pirates out here who feel like just because they're watching a person on TV that somehow or another they could attack his family. That's just wrong. And then that person turned around. Russell Westbrook has enough money is that if he wanted to seek you out, he could. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky these people don't do this to you because they can find out through your accounts who you are. You're not, if they want to find out, they got enough money. Get $100,000, they'll hunt you down for $100,000. Believe me.
They'll hunt you down for $10.
What I'm saying is though, but they can find somebody to track you back to your IP address because you ain't that smart. You were probably sitting right there in your bedroom, or on your phone with your T-Mobile account and saying all types of wildness on your phone, like ain't nobody gonna figure out, ain't nobody gonna know it's me. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same people who do that type of nonsense, and then they wonder why they get fired from their job.
Yeah,
But
have you thought about it in this way? Maybe it's actually Kevin Durant in his burner account that's been saying all this about Westbrook. I think his burner. Yeah.
Playing Florida. Maybe it's LeBron.
Oh, and by the way, KD, it's not going to help your cause with your teammate when you start talking about the mayor of New York and he's
KD, man. KD's just like, look, man, I'm not cutting my hair no more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to say what I want to say because he just frustrated. I mean, his boy jumped ship on him, which was just wrong. Harden just jumped ship. You know what I'm saying? Which was just wrong. It really was. And nothing good happens when you do that. And then you got, Kyrie who just, I don't care, bro. I ain't taking the shot. Nope. I got the money. I don't have to play. And then you got the mayor.
Put up 60 points, Doc. He put up
I understand,
60 points.
But he can't put up 60 in New York. He can't put up 60 in Brooklyn. What they need him to put up 60? He can come sit in the stands and buy a ticket, don't wear a mask, but he can't play on the court. But my man, the gangster mayor of New York is like, man, nah, homie. Just for that, nah, you ain't playing again up in here. Nope. We gonna lift the mandate for everybody but Kyrie Irving. Cause I'm that dude. Take me to court, baby. Cause I'm a gangster up in this piece.
Hey man, prayers go out to Tom Thibodeau. Tibbs, man. I know this is not how you thought this season was gonna go.
Did something bad happen to Tibbs?
I mean, dude.
Why are we praying for Tibbs? I mean,
didn't they just lose to the Nets by like a point or two? Didn't Tom didn't he look like he was getting ready to have a heart attack on the court?
Play more than 4 people in your rotation. You can put 5 on the court, Tom. You can put 5 on the court. Play more than 4.
No. And I'm not playing the 5th person till Derrick Rose comes back. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
He loving some Derrick. He loving some Derrick Rose.
Taj, get out there.
Taj and what's his name? That just I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, that's what Tom says every time when they go out on their court. He's like, I can't think of his name. Taj, come out here and play for him. Taj.
Guy who wore the bow tie. What is his name? With the hairdo. For the Bulls.
Where's a bow tie?
His daddy was a tennis player. Why can't I call his name? Oh my goodness.
Joe Kim?
Yes, man. I was trying to say Jokovic, but I knew his daddy was Noah.
Joe Kim, Noah, man. That's Yannick Noah's boy.
Yannick Noah. I was getting Yannick and Joseph all messed up. My mind was not finding that. I was looking for him and he was gone.
One is melanated and one is not, Jay.
Oh, okay. That's a fancy word.
Okay. All right. So, hey, when we come back, we're gonna have to talk some NCAA hoops. Yeah, we're always coming back. Coming back. And when we come back, we're gonna talk the tourney. I mean, we're not gonna probably talk a lot about it because it's gonna be in and out.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk to my attorney. I was like, are they coming to get me again? My bad.
Yeah. Well, you keep talking about LeBron. He's gonna send them for you.
Probably so. Y'all get off Westbrook.
Yeah. And don't ride Patrick Williams. That's
like stouty you up. And you don't want me on your back. Rest assured. You talking about the straw that broke the camel back? That be the law. I'm the red oak that broke the camel back. I'm not taking that 500-year-old red oak on my back. I'm not jumping up there.
Okay.
A bull. I want you to go bull ride. The bull said, nope.
He said 2 words. I'm gone. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. We out of here too. We'll see you on the other side. You know who's in the building. He's Jay Sizzle. I'm G Sizzle, and we will see you, my friend, on the other side.
Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Iron Skillet Sports. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Iron Skillet Sports on YouTube at Iron Skillet Sports.